Yeah, I memean, obviously, this is a huge gut punch to kind of the static playbooks that I think a lot of firms are working off of. Because your challenge here is like, how do you see what's coming next? And legacy systems are, they're almost like your feet are in like frozen concrete, right? And so, like, that's the thing. It's really hard, and that this is where even the work that you guys are doing is so important because there's the hunting of the threats, not just blocking them, and there's the trying to be anticipatory. And then, if you don't mind, I kind of want to riff on something a little here because, yeah. So, like, our fourth quarter as a company absolutely broke my heart. It was the biggest revenue quarter we've had in the history of my company. And the majority of it was because of incident response and because of ransomware. And just, we're a different type of company. We literally hold, we are with our clients through everything. And I have to say, so when all of the products that were installed, maybe they weren't configured right, when the products fail and the processes fail, and then the outside firms swoop in, it's like there's this fixation on, okay, let's pay off the threat actors or let's engage the threat actors and let's have these like drawn out dances. And it's all billed on the victim's time and the victim's dime. I got to say, like, because I work with a lot of healthcare organizations. And so they talk all about how are we spending our money, resources, and time on better patient outcomes. And I got to say, outcomes for us in cyber are not improving. Our approaches are stagnant. Product companies are peddling tools. IR teams have they're clinging to these, kind of these tired playbooks. And then the victim is broken. So I want to challenge all of us in cybersecurity. Like, we've got to reimagine this game, like the whole thing. And stop talking about, well, somebody clicked on a link and somebody opened an attachment or somebody had a recycle password or somebody had RDP not configured right. Would you please stop? Just assume all of those things are true at all times. So what are we all going to do differently? Because this isn't working. And I can't take another quarter like that. Like, it literally broke my heart. I had people just absolutely broken. And me just saying, like, look, I've never lost a CIO or CISO. I've never had anybody get fired for being a good person and doing the best they can with what they have to work with. And I'll go to bat for you, but you got to listen to me and you got to do everything we tell you to do here. But the hard thing is, like, these groups swoop in under cyber liability insurance and they all have their own playbook. And I'm not saying they're not well-intentioned, but the patient outcomes, the victim outcomes are not getting better. So I think we all have to ask ourselves a question. Like, we have to do this and say, why are things not getting better? And what role do we have to play in that? Right? So our calling cannot be to continue, like, profit's important to be a going concern as a company. Like, I like profit. It helps me pay my employees. But our calling has to be getting away from fear and doom and profiting off of what goes wrong and focusing on how are we making clients thrive and survive. And anything less than that is a betrayal of trust.